Welcome to the follow-up video of how to fix the Philips IPL 9000 series. I know that a lot of you have seen my previous video where I show how to disassemble this machine, but now finally it's fixed, and in this video I will show you how to fix it. It's really easy, so enjoy. So yeah, here we have the unit completely disassembled. If you want to see how to disassemble this unit, then take a look on my other video and in the video down below in the description or at the end of this one. But basically I can tell you shortly how to do it. Yeah, so here you see the interior of this casing. So this is like this over here, and you have the three types of hooks. And you need something like this, but more than one. Yeah, and you have to insert it, yeah, in three areas like this. Yeah, so if you see, yeah, if I insert it here, then it goes exactly here. Yeah, and basically you just need to pry, and you have to break this part over here. So you need initially to open up this area over here and then insert this and try to break this hook. Yeah, as you can see, afterwards it works perfectly. It will stay in place, no need to worry about, but be careful when you do this to not break the lamp. In front here there are also some additional hooks. Yeah, maybe you can see one over here and one additional over here, which is actually here. So you have to insert it like this and unhook it. Yeah, so now that we put everything aside, yeah, we discussed about how to disassemble. Just take a look on my other video. Let me show you what this machine, what problem this machine shows, and if you have this problem, then for sure, yeah, this is the easy fix. So I repaired already 5 of this. All of them have the exact same problem. So if you see, now it powers up. Yeah, you can see, or you can hear the fan spinning. Hopefully you can. Yeah, and if I put it here on my hand, as you can see, the ready light comes on. Yeah, so yeah, we have now the ready light on, and when I hit the button, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, so in case you have the same problem, actually the problem is with this transistor over here, which is the IGB50N65S5. I will put the exact naming of the transistor over here, yeah, in the description of this video, and you can source it. I can tell you it was really hard to source this part due to the fact it had 20 weeks delivery time, but finally I got a batch and I could repair all the machines that I have. So now let me show you how to remove this one. Be careful when you work in this area. As you can see, you have this sign over here, which means that this is high voltage. So be careful, yeah, when you work in this area. So be sure that it's completely off. Yeah, good. So let me put the camera in this way, and so as you can see, I also removed the front part from the lamp. yeah, you don't need to remove this part. It's actually right until here. Yeah, so you have plenty access to this transistor. Good. So you need a really good soldering iron, and you just need to remove it. Yeah. Like so. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Let me also put some light. You will need a lot of heat to remove this one. Oops. Okay. And now the part is removed. So one thing that I didn't show is actually that the part is it's faulty on the board. You can also test it on the board, and you also can test it off the board. Yeah, you just put this in continuity mode. A transistor should not have continuity between gate and source, so, or neither between any of the pins. So between the two of this there's no continuity. Yeah. So film it like this. Okay. Okay. So, and between this and this, as you can see, this is shorted. And this should not be. And to see on the actual board itself, there's no continuity between the pins, so the board is fine. Now let's put back one good part, yeah, like this, and test it afterwards. Okay, so this is actually the part. Hopefully you can see it's IGB50N65S5. Yeah, I sourced this from tme.eu. Yeah, I'm in Europe, so this is easier for me, but you can also find it on mauser.com or DigiKey or wherever. Yeah, and here we firstly need to prep the board itself. Yeah, if you would use some low melt solder, but also yeah, normal solder is okay. So I've added a little bit of solder on the board, and then let me change the camera angle. Yeah. So hopefully this is okay. Better. Okay, let's remove the glare, and here is the part itself. I can use it by hand. Oops. So the first two feet and that for this, just heat up this area, and then push it here, hold it, and that's it. So let me show you. Yeah, we have here a solid connection, and also the 2 feet are perfectly soldered here. So now we're fine. Good, let me just reassemble everything and test. So yeah, everything is back in place. Of course, it's not perfect. I had a little bit of problems when removing the housing, but nevertheless now it's fully functional, and just for you to show you that now it works. Yeah, starts, you can hear the fans, and let's see if you can see. Yeah, so ready. Yeah, and let me also show you that it works, not only makes noise. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are trying also to resolve your or repair your machine, hit me in the comment section below. I will gladly support. And you saw how this small cheap part can destroy a really expensive unit. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. If you want to buy any of the tools that I use in my workshop, take a look in the pinned comment. I have some affiliate links and also Amazon front store, so will help the channel tremendously. Okay, so thanks again. If you want one-on-one session to how to repair your machines, coffee machines or electronics, hit me up on the email address in the bio. I will gladly support. So thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.